How do you let a girl down easy that wants exclusivity and you've been dating for about 4 months?
So obviously he's not in the same place. He's not feeling the same thing. The best thing to do is rip the band-aid off. Just say, hey, you're amazing. I like dating you casually, but I'm not interested in being in a relationship with you. I'm not really looking to settle down. I'm not looking to get serious. I'll understand if you want to date other guys or if you meet somebody else and you get serious, it'll be my loss, but I can't commit to you. I'm just not in the same place. But if he knows he's not feeling it and he never wants to be exclusive, just say, yeah, I'm just in a place in my life. I just want to casually date. I don't want to get serious. And I know you do. Maybe your biological clock's ticking or whatever. But I'm just not ready. I'm not feeling the same thing. We're not in the same place.
Why is that trigger some? Like I've heard that before. Like, oh yeah, you could see other guys. You're not titled.
I've heard all this shit before, Corey.
Like that's so annoying. But do you believe in a 3 month rule? Like you have to at least be talking to each other for at least 3 months in order to make it official?
Well, typically what happens if a guy is following what's in my book, usually week 6, week 7 is when the woman's in love. And that's when she'll start hinting at, hey, what are we? Where do you see this going? What are you thinking? Where's this headed?
Yeah.
Is this gonna go anywhere?
Mm-hmm.
And as a man, you go, what do you mean? Are you saying you want to be exclusive? You want to be boyfriend, girlfriend? Where are
Mm-hmm.
you coming from? And make her explain it explicitly to you. Because a lot of guys will hear that and they'll go, what, do you want to be serious? You want to be in a relationship? You want to be boyfriend, girlfriend? And sometimes women will go, no, 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 I just wanted to see where you were.
Mm-hmm.
And so that communicates that they're not in the same place. Other guys make the mistake and they go, oh, she's ready to be my girlfriend. And then they assume and then they proceed from there. And then a few weeks later, the girl's like, oh, and then she pulls back because she's not feeling the same thing he's feeling.
Yeah.
So it's important, especially around that topic, that you make the woman explain to you, yeah, I want to be boyfriend, girlfriend. Yeah, I want to be exclusive. Or I know
Mm-hmm.
you're dating other girls, but you better not be sleeping with any of them.
Right.
I've heard that one before a few times.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that just means she doesn't like the idea of you being with another girl.
Yeah. I feel like that's the most reasonable. That's like the first hint that you want at least compromise or a boundary in the relationship. Because like, I'm not going to be talking to you for 3 months knowing that you're doing the same thing with me with someone else. That's just, you're wasting my time and you're wasting your own time doing that.
Yeah, the reality is all relationships start out as casual, and even if you're dating two or three different people, if you're dating two or three guys, he's dating two or three girls,
Mm-hmm.
what happens is the weeks go by, your chemistry is going to be so much better than anybody else you're dating or seeing, and anybody else that he's dating or seeing. And then you just naturally are going to want to spend more time together. And then, usually a month later, the other people you were dating and seeing, you're just, oh, I'm busy. I got this. Oh, my schedule's crazy. And, maybe in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And kind of keep those guys in the background, not tell them that they're totally out because you're not totally sure if it's going to work out with a new guy, but they're kind of falling by the wayside and you're focusing more on the person that you like the most.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to bottom line people's actions. Are they reciprocating? Do they want the same things?
Yeah.
And because there's a lot of weak guys out there, there are weak guys that will bullshit you and make you think that they're interested in being serious or that they are serious and exclusive with you. Meanwhile, they're just telling you what you want to hear, and yet they never seem to be able to spend time with you.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're dating 2 3 months, and for a guy especially, if he's following what's in the book, the woman should be in love.
Mm-hmm.
And when a woman's in love, she wants your attention all the fucking time. That means it's like in the third month, it's like more and more of her clothes start showing up in your closet, more and more shit on your counter in your bathroom. And then, 3 months later, 4 months later, you can't even see the countertop in your bathroom because the hair dryer and the curling iron and the makeup and all the other shit's all over your kitchen. And your closet's full of her shoes and her clothes. You can't find anything because she's rearranged stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what happens. If you're 3 4 months down the road and you're only seeing each other once a week, and she doesn't stay over, he doesn't stay over, it's like, yeah, you're kind of friends with benefits or a casual booty call.
Right.
Because if the chemistry's there and the attraction's there, you'll spend more and more time together as time goes by.
Mm-hmm.
But if you just don't get past more than once a week or every other week or whatever, then you're just kind of a booty call, friends with benefits.
Right. I feel like it's difficult if you're dating multiple people, unless, like you said, you're giving one person majority of your time. It's like, how do you expect yourself to actually find something genuine if you're opening yourself up to multiple people?
Well, typically, if you think about it from like the car buying analogy, if you're going to buy a car, there's lots of cars that look amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, what are you going to do? Well, I'm going to go test drive the car.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you get in a car, you're like, that thing's so beautiful. I've been waiting a long time to drive this. And you get in it and it rides like shit. And you're like,
Mm-hmm.
oh. And your whole attitude completely changes towards the car. And you're like, well, cross that one off. I don't want that one. It's,
Mm-hmm.
I always make the analogy, it's kind of like an NFL practice squad. And so the way the practice squad works on an NFL team
Yeah.
is these are players that are, they're under contract, but another team can come along and poach your players that are on your practice squad and sign them to they have to sign them to the active roster,
Mm-hmm.
meaning that they'll actually play on game day. And so with the practice squad, those are people who are kind of like, as they say, on the bubble of making the team, but
Yeah.
not quite there yet. And so some of them get better and they do eventually make the team and they become great players. And others, they don't do well there. They get dropped and then another team picks them up, puts them on their practice squad, and
Mm-hmm.
maybe that person's a better fit
Right.
for them. And so that's kind of like how dating typically works is you're test driving cars
Mm-hmm.
until you find one you really like. And as the old saying goes, one is no choice, two is a dilemma, and three is a proper choice.
Mm-hmm.
And so what also is helpful, and this is, for men and women both, it's if you have nobody to date or you have one prospect that's not treating you that well, you're going to typically put up with crap that you really shouldn't put up with, especially if you really like the person.
Right.
But if you got two or three people that you're dating, you'll have one that's really not making the effort, and then maybe one of the three is making a lot more effort than the other two. And so you're looking for reciprocity. You're looking for the person to reciprocate interest and effort and a similar level of enthusiasm. You want them to be excited to spend time with you, not to be kind of sitting on the fence going, I don't know, maybe I got to check my schedule. You don't want to
Mm-hmm.
hear that shit. You want somebody that's like, oh, hell yeah, I'd love to go out with you. That'd be great. So
Yeah.
glad you asked. I thought you lost my number.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you want to hear.
Yeah.
And so it's more fun to go on a date with somebody that really wants to go on a date with you.
Mm-hmm.
It's, at this point in my life and, guys that have experience that have dated enough different women, it's a drag to go out on a date with a girl that may be beautiful, but trying to get her to converse with you is like pulling teeth and she's not really making much of an effort and she has nothing to say or she's boring or she's got nothing going on in her life. And
Right.
if you don't like hanging out and talking with her and she doesn't like hanging out and talking with you, there's really no reason to keep seeing that person because the idea is you want somebody that makes your life better, that adds value, that adds excitement to your life, that you're excited to see her, she's excited to see you. You wake up in the morning, she's the first thing you think of. You
Mm-hmm.
go to bed at night, she's like the last thing that's on your mind as you're falling asleep, and that's what you want. You don't want a
Yeah.
girl that you haven't seen in 2 weeks and you're wondering when she's going to call you back or text you back because she said her schedule was kind of crazy right now. And in
Mm-hmm.
reality, you're just one of the people on her practice squad. You're
Right.
not really a priority because there's obviously some other guy that she feels more attraction for.
Mm-hmm.
And women, you guys do not give a damn how good a guy is, or how nice a man is, or how much money he has, or even how good looking he is. The only thing that matters is how he makes you feel.
Yeah.
And good looking rich dudes that got no game and they're constantly displaying unattractive behavior, the good looks and the money gets them in the door. But within a few weeks, the girl has lost all attraction and all respect, and she's usually being disrespectful to him
Mm-hmm.
because she can walk all over him and treat him like a doormat. Be disrespectful, and he just sits there and takes it.
Right.
And if she doesn't respect you, she can never love you.